Hello, and welcome to the Council for Professional Recognition's CDA Gold Standard webinar. My name is Marcel P. Anderson, and I'll be your primary host for today's session. Assisting behind the scenes is my colleague and team member, Andrea Daniels. The goal of this webinar is to provide information about the CDA Gold Standard categories, application process, Gold Standard Specialist, and provide you with the opportunity to ask questions about Gold Standard at the end. Please note, you can utilize the chat or audio feature to ask your question, but we will only open up the lines for audio questions at the end of the course. If you have any pressing questions during the presentation, please utilize the chat feature to ask them, and we will be sure to answer it at the end of the session. Let's begin today's session by discussing what the CDA Gold Standard is, why the CDA Gold Standard is important, who can apply for the CDA Gold Standard, CDA Gold Standard options, and end by discussing the value of the CDA Gold Standard by providing success stories from current awardees. The Council is pleased to provide the CDA Gold Standard, which symbolizes high-quality training programs and student services. Research on programs offering training in early childhood education shows a wide variation in the quality of training experiences available. This creates a challenge for students who seek reliable professional training. The Council's CDA Gold Standard provides public recognition to early childhood education organizations that demonstrate a commitment to advancing the professional development and training for CDA students. In particular, the CDA Gold Standard identifies premier providers of CDA preparation or training services, provides organizations with public recognition for their commitment to advancing professional development and training of CDA students, and indicates to CDA students organizations who deliver high-quality training and student services. The CDA Gold Standard is designed to address the needs of students and employers who have sought direction from the Council regarding quality CDA training and which organizations or agencies to select. Thus, the CDA Gold Standard indicates to CDA candidates organizations that can deliver high-quality training services based on the Council's demanding review criteria. As such, CDA Gold Standard awarded organizations comprise an elite and exclusive community of CDA training and preparation providers committed to high-quality training and professional development provided to early educators aligned with the CDA subject areas, collaboration with the Council spotlighting CDA Gold Standard awardees and providing direction to CDA students, and demonstrated commitment to improving practitioner skills as early childhood educators and the advancement of the ECE profession. The CDA Gold Standard allows training providers and organizations to apply for recognition as a premier provider of training and preparation services for the CDA certification. With that said, here are some examples of the types of organizations who can apply for CDA Gold Standard recognition. In particular, the Council classifies CDA Gold Standard organizations into two categories: local or state organizations and multi-state or national organizations. Local or state organizations are agencies, organizations, and institutions of higher education who conduct a majority of their training and programmatic offerings at a physical location within a state and operate independently of a national umbrella organization. If a local or state organization operates at multiple sites within a state, each site must share the same mission and vision, execute and deliver services and programmatic offerings in the same manner, and utilize the programs and courses developed by the main organization. Conversely, Multi-state or national organizations are agencies, organizations, and institutions of higher education that meet one or more of the criteria below. Conduct a majority of training and programmatic offerings online, which is open and accessible to individuals throughout the country. Serve as an umbrella organization to affiliates located in multiple sites and locations throughout the country. Establish mission and vision and provides operational and programmatic oversight to each affiliate. The CDA Gold Standard offers two options for interested applicants: Comprehensive and Select. Comprehensive is available for organizations that offer CDA coursework and preparation for students seeking the CDA credential. For this option, the coursework must cover all of the 8 CDA subject areas at a minimum of 10 hours for each subject area and a total of 120 clock hours. Select is available for organizations that offer CDA coursework in at least 4 of the 8 CDA subject areas. For this option, coursework must cover a minimum of 10 hours for each subject area and a total of 60 clock hours. Now that we've discussed what the CDA Gold Standard is, its importance, who can apply, and options, let's end this section by discussing the value organizations receive. For the purposes of this discussion, we will review feedback received from current awardees. As a result of receiving the CDA Gold Standard, we have seen increased enrollment in our CDA coursework. We believe this is in part related to increased visibility as students are being directed to our site through the CDA Gold Standard endorsement. We also believe the CDA Gold Standard provides a level of validation to customers who may not be familiar with ProSolutions training. ProSolutions. From October 29, 2016 through October 29, 2017, we had 306 students enrolled in our CDA Prep program. From October 29, 2017 to the end of 2018, we have 632 active students. Penn Foster Education. There's been a 68% increase in course completion. 38 students completed Better Kid Care CDA course in On Demand from December 2016 to October 2017. Penn State Better Kid Care. The gold seal is a recognizable symbol of a quality program. We feel it enhances our efforts at obtaining state program approvals. Smart Horizons. The number of students in our CDA program is increasing. We usually offer 2 cohorts per semester, but we'll be offering 5 cohorts next semester. Columbus State Community College. An increase in enrollment, enhancing training efforts, increased course completion are some of the benefits our awardees told us. And we hope these testimonials provide insight into the value you could gain from applying to receive the CDA Gold Standard. The first section provided an overview of the CDA Gold Standard. It began by discussing what the CDA Gold Standard is and ended with a discussion on the value organizations receive. This section discusses the CDA Gold Standard process in its entirety. This section of the presentation begins with a discussion about eligibility, transitions to the application process, and ends with a conversation about the CDA Education Coursework Alignment or CECA process and the site visit review process. This process begins by determining your organization's eligibility. To determine eligibility, potential applicants must complete a self-assessment that requires organizations to fulfill 2 pre-qualifications. First, the organization must have offered CDA coursework for at least the past 3 full and consecutive calendar years without any interruption of services. Secondly, the organization must offer services to support CDA students throughout their training and application process. The eligibility assessment is the first step in the process. Next is submission of an application fee that covers the eligibility assessment and initial document review. If the organization is authorized to continue, they must pay the assessment fee, which covers their CDA education coursework alignment, also known as the CECA, and site visit review. The CECA and site visit review are integral to this process because it allows the council an opportunity to review the applying organization's training documentation and facilitation to determine alignment to the CDA 8 subject areas. It is important to note that if an organization doesn't successfully complete the CECA, they will not be allowed to move to the site visit. Following steps 5 and 6 is step 7, the CDA Gold Standard decision. If your organization is awarded the CDA Gold Standard, the next step is paying the Gold Standard fee in order to receive your Gold Standard onboarding package and credentials. Before we delve deeper into the steps above, we must note that this year's CDA Gold Standard sustains 3 application periods that begin on March 2nd, July 1st, and November 2nd, 2020, respectively. Each application period lasts for 45 days. The Council only accepts applications during these periods. Additionally, the CDA Gold Standard process occurs exclusively online. And be sure to visit the CDA Gold Standards section of the Council's website to review more information about the process or our frequently asked questions. Let's take a closer look at steps 3 and 5 of the CDA Gold Standard process, which covers the documentation review and CECA. As stated throughout this presentation, the CDA Gold Standard identifies premier providers of CDA training and preparation services. As such, the documentation your organization submits for review maps to 3 key principles, which are business policies and practices, quality student services, and alignment with the CDA subject areas. Principle 1 focuses on your organization's services, business policies, and practices. Principle 2 focuses on the services your organization provides to CDA students. And Principle 3 focuses on how your coursework aligns to the 8 CDA subject areas by completing the CECA. The Council determines your alignment to each principle based on the documentation you submit. For this reason, let's discuss the required documentation for each principle. Principle 1 requires the submission of your organization's vision or mission statement, a letter of support from executive management, and any accreditation status or articulation agreements, if applicable. Principle 2 requires the submission of your organization's student feedback collection process for incorporating student feedback into instruction, and strategies for ensuring student success. Principle 3 requires the submission of the CECA form and sample student documentation that includes the training agency name, training agency seal or logo, student name, name and hours of training, CDA subject area covered, date of training, and signature of authorized representatives with the date and time. Now that you know the documents to submit, let's delve deeper into the CECA. The CECA is an in-depth evaluation of the courseware an organization submits for council review. The council conducts this review to assess how the courseware aligns to the CDA subject areas, settings, educational criteria, and requirements. The course you submit for review should include the course's objectives, description, and number of hours dedicated to that CDA subject area. Once you submit your information, a Gold Standard Alignment Specialist, who is a council employee, conducts an in-depth evaluation of your organization's documentation. Last, course information must be submitted with the online CECA application. After successful completion of the CECA, your organization undergoes a site visit review from a Gold Standard Specialist. Let's discuss the site visit review process at a high level, as the next section covers this visit in greater detail. First, the council arranges your site visit after successful completion of the CECA. Second, the purpose of the site visit is to verify the information submitted and alignment to the CDA subject areas. Next, the Gold Standard Specialist utilizes the Council's Review, Observe, and Reflect, or ROR model, to conduct the site visit. Organizations have 6 months from the date of CECA approval to complete the site visit. The site visit consists of 3 primary components, which are instructor interview, course observation, and an organization interview. Last, the site visit may last for a minimum of 3 hours or a maximum of 5 hours. The third section of this webinar focuses on Gold Standard Specialists. This section of the presentation covers the site visit review process, what you need to do to prepare for a site visit, the Gold Standard Specialist qualifications, the decision-making process, and ends with discussing the CDA Gold Standard fees. The Council assigns a Gold Standard Specialist to conduct a site visit review. In this section of the process, GSSs confirm the information submitted and provides any new information on how your organization executes its alignment to the CDA subject areas. The GSS is an independent consultant trained to perform 4 distinct tasks in the CDA Gold Standard process, which are receive site visit review assignments from the Council, confirm site visit review logistics with the organization, conduct the site visit review, and prepare and submit the site visit review findings to the Council. In preparation for a site visit, your organization is responsible for completing the scheduling section of the online application by providing 3 available dates and times for the site visit review. After entering availability, the Council selects a GSS to complete the site visit review and coordinates the availability of interviews and observation of the selected training events. When entering your dates into the site visit review scheduling section, be sure to include attendee information, time, date, location, and online access, if applicable, for the course the GSS will review. As stated earlier, GSSs are independent contractors utilized by the Council to conduct these site visit reviews. The Council requires Gold Standard Specialists to sustain the following qualifications: hold a graduate degree in early childhood education, child development, or a related field, have at least 3 to 5 years of work experience in the early childhood education field, have at least 5 years of experience teaching adults as a faculty member at a college or university, ECE trainer, or consultant, must have recent experience within the past 5 years, or currently work with an adult learning or training organization, and completed Council training to conduct site visit reviews. After completing the site visit review, the Council makes an award decision based on all available information. An approved decision means your organization meets all requirements. If awarded the CDA Gold Standard, the organization is required to pay the Gold Standard fee and agrees to abide by the terms outlined in the award kit agreement. The award kit is emailed directly to the organization and contains the following documents: CDA Gold Standard Summary Report, the official CDA Gold Standard Certificate, which is valid for 3 years from the date of award, electronic seal with guidelines on how to properly use it, a sample press release to help you promote your award, annual reporting requirements and instructions, renewal procedures, and revocation and appeal processes. A denial decision means your organization does not meet all requirements. If the Council issues a denial decision, the organization is notified via email with an official decision letter that includes the appeals procedure. Appeals must be submitted within 30 days of the date listed on the denial letter and emailed to the council at goldstandard@cdacouncil.org. Last, but certainly not least, is the CDA Gold Standard fee structure. As stated earlier, the fees align to specific steps in the CDA Gold Standard process. This slide breaks down the fees based on 3 key decision points and ends with an aggregated total at the bottom. Please note that these fees vary based on your selection of comprehensive or select, and by how your organization decides to designate itself as a local or state organization versus a multi-state or national organization. We thank you so much for joining us on the first CDA Gold Standard webinar of 2020, and we will now open the line for any questions.